What's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be repairing a PS5 controller with stick drift. I got a couple of these. Both have the stick drift on the left joystick here. So we're going to take these apart and take a look inside. First thing you're going to want to do is get underneath this little plastic piece here. Pop one side up, just like that. Pop the other side up, just like that. Straight out. Next thing you're gonna want to do is this button here. I always pull the trigger down, stick a little pry tool in there, that pops right out. Same goes for the other side. Alright, then you're going to want to take a Phillips head screwdriver, remove one here, remove one here, one here where we pulled that trigger out. Another one on the other side. Then you're gonna have two clips right here. You can see both of those. I always like to start on the edges. Get some pressure on there. Then I take my finger, pop the clip, pop the other side, and continue to pry. That simple. Next, what we're going to want to do is take the battery out here. There's just one cable here. I like to just grab the ends of the wires here and just wiggle gently back and forth. Comes right out. Then we're going to have one more Phillips screw right here. We're going to remove that, set that aside. Then what I like to do next is remove this tray here. You're going to want to be very careful when you do this because you do have this little microphone attached and that cable is very easy to tear. So I like to just pop that out. There's a little clip in here. You just slide it up out of that and then this should stay behind. So we're going to pull that out. Again, wiggle back and forth gently. That comes out. One more on this side here. Just like that. We got two on the sides. One there. Another one over here. Sorry if you can't see that. There we go. Then we're gonna have one more right here in the back. This one's kind of tricky to get out, so it may take me a little bit. There we go. Got that one. Now your motherboard should be free. What I like to do is just push up on the joysticks. And you do have to keep in mind we still have our rumble packs soldered here to the board with wires, so we're going to be very careful with this board. We're just going to flip it over like that to give us some room to work. Then our problem is on the left joystick here. We're going to remove that. And our stick drift is left to right, mainly on this left side here. So what we're going to be doing is opening up this piece here. Alright, I'm going to grab a tweezers. And you can see I'm working on this piece right here. What I like to do, stick your tweezers in the top side here. You can see it's starting to separate there. Then you can go the rest of the way with your fingernail. Opens up just like that. Then you're gonna have a little plastic piece. You're gonna wanna take your tweezers, or you can do this by hand if you're real careful. We're gonna pull that out, set that aside. And our main problem with stick drift here, a lot of the times, debris or parts of that white plastic piece break off and get inside of this little track here. So we're gonna take a Q-tip with some isopropyl alcohol. We're gonna take it, I don't know if you can see that right there. We're gonna clean inside of this. And this may not fix your stick drift. If you look real close and there's wear marks on this little ring inside of yours, you'll probably just need to replace the whole joystick. So keep that in mind, but cleaning them out a lot of times does fix the issue. So we got that all cleaned out. Now we're gonna take our little plastic wheel here and we're going to clean this as well. Right on, there's a little springed up side. You're gonna wanna clean that. Make sure there's no debris on it. And then we're gonna reinstall this. So the way this goes, it's probably hard to see, but this spring side here, that's always gonna go to the top. Just like this. And you're gonna lay that back down in there. Just like so. Make sure to straighten it out. There we go. It's nice and straight. Back in, and we're just gonna close this up. There we go. You'll get a nice click. Make sure the joystick's still working. We're gonna put our joystick back on here. And make sure when you reinstall the board, all these cables are out of the way. There's two on the sides. There's one up here. And the one I always forget about is this little guy. Right here. Just like that. So make sure all of our cables are up. Then we're just gonna press the board back in place. Kind of lock in where it's at. Start plugging these in reverse order. And when you're installing these, you'll feel these kind of bottom out, so you know where to stop at. Just like that. We got all those plugged in. Next thing we're going to want to do is grab our plastic tray here. Line that up. You'll see it'll line up with this little peg here and this hole here. We're going to grab one of our Phillips screws. Drop that in place. We're going to tighten that up. And we're going to put our, don't forget about this little microphone here. So first what I like to do is plug this in. You can see it goes into this connector here. This one's kind of tricky, so just be patient. And again, you'll feel it kind of bottom out where it wants to be. Then what I like to do is slide the bottom in first, just like that. Actually, scratch that. We will slide it underneath this piece here first. And then we'll put the other side in. Just like that. And then before I put everything back together, I like to just put the battery pack in and then plug it into my computer. Test it out on gamepad tester just to make sure our problem's fixed. So I'm going to do that now. Alrighty, I don't know. I'll spin you guys around here so you can see. But here's our controller. Our problem was with the left joystick here. We had a stick was dragging left. You can see now they're completely dead straight, both sides. So we are good to go. We're just gonna finish reassembly on this one here. Now we got everything reconnected. We're gonna pop our back cover on. And I always like to start and line this top up here. This part is a little tricky as well. Once it kind of sinks in like that, you can head around to the other side. Start snapping those in. Make sure these two clips seat. Make sure your side gaps are all good. We can put our screws back in. Again, one here. One on the other side. Ooh, dropped one there. All right, so two on the back side here. We're gonna get it in the hole. Tighten her down like that. One more screw. So we got all four of those tight. We can snap our buttons back in. And these you'll kind of feel they just drop right in, right where they want to be, and then you just click. Good as new. Same goes for the other side. It'll kind of find its place. There's that. This one can be a little tricky as well. What I like to do is you can see these pointed parts here. I like to start these under first. So you go down like that, and then you just kind of want to wiggle it forward. Get those tucked in. You can see this gap here is tight now. And then just go down. Snap these all the way in. You can see everything's back together. We are all set. No more stick drift.